G'day guys, and thanks for joining me on this episode of the N70 Hilux project. Now let's get into it. Now guys, I love the way my ute looks, but it's just not that practical, so I need one of these bad boys. This is a Canopy I picked up on Facebook, and we're going to go ahead and fit it today. I've already taped up a lot of the windows on this, and we blacked out the surrounds yesterday before it got too late. So today we're going to be giving this thing a sand down and a quick paint. That way we can colour match it to the car, because it'll look pretty weird white. So we've got to remove these little rack things that come on it. They unbolt from the inside, and unfortunately this thing was carpeted really nicely, but I just cut holes in it to get to those bolts because I was not pulling that whole liner out. Way too big of a job. We're also going to bust off this brake light because we don't want to paint it green. I'm just going to snip it off and then tie a knot in it to stop the wire falling back inside. That way I can reconnect it if I want to put it back on. Now the rules in Queensland, I'm pretty sure, is if you've got a brake light, it's got to work, but if you don't have it, that's also cool, so we'll run with that. Give the thing a sand down with the orbital real quick, and a wipe over with wax and grease remover, just to make sure we don't have any residue left on there from our hands or whatever else has been on there. Then we're just going to give the thing a quick spray. I mean, you probably should undercoat this or edge prime it, but I just went ahead and laid the green on fairly thick. I had heaps of this paint left over from doing the car, so I didn't have to buy anything. Just a little bit extra hardener because I ran short on that. So I am painting this in the sun, which is not the ideal situation, but it's what I got. It's drying quick, so I put it on nice and thick, and then with no time at all, it's ready to peel that tape off and have a look at how it turned out. So it's come out pretty good. You can see those window frames I painted black yesterday. Not a great paint job on them, but they're blacked out nonetheless. And there it is. So I'm going to chuck this thing on the car. I'm going to attempt to put this foam tape down as a bit of a sealer, a bit of insulation to stop water coming in, or air if that's something you're worried about. But in reality, it's just going to get torn off when me and the wife try and lift this canopy on a little bit later, so your call on that. I'm probably just going to lift the thing up and put a bead of silicone under there just to seal it anyway. But it turned out pretty good nonetheless. And I'd say in the future we'll do a few fit out videos where we fit this thing out with all the bits and pieces we need to go off-road, and some fishing rod storage for sure. Righto guys, thanks for joining me, and I'll catch you next time.